Hello everyone. Just still setting up, let everyone get their notifications and come online. Hope you're all well, you had a lovely weekend. So it's flashing around for some reason, but we should be okay. Brill. Hello. When you're logging on, just let me know who's on. Welcome to the 0 to 6, or the 6 weeks to 6 months postnatal fitness today. Hope we've got some regulars on today. And obviously all the ones who are catching up afterwards. If you're catching up afterwards, just drop a little note in at the bottom if you want to. Like Jeanette said in the post today, it'd be really good to get a picture of your workout space. Just let us know what your workout space looks like. Make sure it's nice and clear so you've got space for today. We're going to be doing our 4 exercises for our sets, and then we're going to be doing our glute work and some pelvic floor work, and then we're going to have a little chat afterwards about glute activation. Hello Jeanette, you okay? So for today's workout, you can use absolutely nothing, or you can use 2 tins of beans, or I've got tomatoes because it was the first ones in the cupboard, and we're going to be using them with our arms, but I don't want you using anything heavier than that, okay? So that's what we're going to be using today, either tins or nothing at all. I will show you both options. And then, if you do have a resistant band of any type, just make sure it turns into a loop, or a pair of tights or a pair of leggings, anything that's got that kind of lycra in it. That would be great for our bum workout for that section, for the 2 exercises we do there. So it'd be really, really good to get those ready. So I'll give you a few more minutes, let people come online. It's only a couple of minutes past 1, and I know the Facebook notifications take a little while. So if everyone gets their stuff ready, I will just finish my coffee while we're waiting. I thought it was meant to rain today, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So I've got my door open. Hopefully we can get a little bit of fresh air in here today. Grill. Okay, just give it a bit more time. Make sure you've got everything ready in your space. Okay, we're going to get going in about 1 minute. So just make sure you've got everything ready in your space. Okay. Just give it a few more seconds. Just drop and say hello at the bottom when you're logging on. Right then, we're going to get going. Okay, so we don't need anything for our warm-up. Get your music on in your house. Obviously I can't have music on here, but that's absolutely fine. You can have whatever music you want then in your house. So I'm going to open this door a little bit more until my family go outside and it gets very noisy. And we're going to get going. Okay, so marching on the spot. Just always remember that this is the 6 weeks to 6 months class. So you may find it a little bit easier if you are at the latter point of your your postnatal journey with that. Hi Jess, you okay? And if you are and you feel that you are ready to increase weights, or if you are 6 months plus and you want to add a little bit more, or you've been coming to other sessions and you know what that's about, I am well, thank you Jess. How are you, my lovely? Yeah, just add those little bits if you want. But if you are in that 6 weeks to 6 months bracket, then I want you to follow what we're doing today. I will add little things into that. to make it a little bit harder if you need to. But this is all about getting those movements right and building everything up week by week and nice and steady. So that's why today the chat at the end is going to be about glute activation. So Jess, if you've got your weights, because I know that you're well past the 6-month mark, anyone else, we either need these or absolutely nothing. So if you are that especially that sub 12 weeks, you definitely don't need anything. And a resistant band of some kind, be it a pair of tights, pair of leggings, or the elastic ones of these, absolutely fine. Okay, so if you have any pains, as always, just go through that at the beginning. Then pain for exercise isn't good. You need that kind of muscle feeling that you get when you're exercising, but not a sharp pain or anything, especially in your pelvis area. You just need to take it steady, which is why we split these classes and we're doing the 6 weeks to 6 months and the 6 months plus session, so that we can ramp it up. And each week we're going to be building on everything that we've learned in the previous weeks as well. So today we're just going to do some variations of what we did last week with a few different exercises linked in, and then that glute chat at the end. Okay, so we're going to get going. Let's start. March on the spot, everyone. Off we go. 40 seconds, march on the spot. Just getting nice and warm. Just bringing those knees just slightly up. They don't need to come up too high. Got the lovely sunshine beaming in. If you can get outside as always. Please do this session outside. That's what Babi Actif is all about. Getting outside, getting that fresh air. If my Wi-Fi was stronger and my neighbour wasn't doing their garden up, then I would be outside. 10 more seconds. If you can, lift it up. Excellent. Don't think I've worn my trainers inside to exercise for quite a while. It feels quite funny. Okay, light squats. And by that I mean we just push down and back up. Keeping those feet flat, nice and warm. You can see I'm not going very low. So this is just a quick workout, those 30 minutes. Just getting those endorphins flowing, teaching you some skills of how to work with your body after having a baby, and building all that strength up. Lovely. Okay, we're going to go into those light lunges. So step back into the lunge, and we're going to just dip down. Nice and steady. Just warming that one up. Excellent. And as always, if you have any questions as I'm going through exercises, please jump in. Let me know at the bottom. Swap over. And if I can't answer straight away, obviously because I'm teaching, then we can have a chat about it at the end. 10 more seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, some wrist rotations for me. Good. And now the other way. Lovely. Okay, let's do some stretches, just a few quick stretches. So push forwards. And up. Go over to the side for me. That's it. Make sure you're not overstretching, but you can feel the stretch all down your torso. Lovely. Back to middle, and over we go again. Make sure those hips aren't flying forwards. Make sure you're in a nice neutral position, which we talked about last week. Soft knees. Lovely. And then backwards, your all-important chest opener. Linking those hands together, squeezing those shoulder blades together. Pushing that chest out, chin up. Hopefully, even though I'm not outside, you can hear the birds that are going crazy in my garden at the minute. Don't know if anyone else has got that, but we have got a lot of birds. We've got some blackbirds with two little babies as well, 2 little fledglings. So it's a bit David Attenborough in our garden at the moment. Step back, and I want you to stretch that calf out. Trying to successfully teach a nearly 2.5-year-old bird names at the moment. Not doing too bad. And swap over. Definitely got robin, sparrow and blackbird. Pigeon, seagull. On crows. And that's it. Just pushing it back so you can feel that stretch. Okay, and then hamstrings. So on that heel down, toes up, bum back, okay? Literally, if you actually put your hands on your hips and you push them back like that, keeping that back nice and flat, you'll feel that all down your hamstring. Put that little bit of pressure on. Good, and swap over. So looking up, my back wasn't flat. Lovely. Okay, give it a bit of a shake out, arms and legs, and we'll get going into that main workout, okay? So, today we've got 3 exercises that is just body weight and 4 if you are early postnatal, otherwise 2 tins of beans. The first one we're going to do is a lunge and a hold. So we're just going to step back into the lunge as we always do. Find the right position for you, make sure that knee isn't going over your toes, and we're going down into the lunge, and we're going to hold. 2, 3, 4. Bring it back up, driving back up, okay? And then down. 2, 3, 4. Bringing it back up, okay? We're going to do 20 seconds on each side. So we're going to go in 3, 2, 1, off we go. Get that leg back. If you can get it. I was sliding on my mat and off we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to the front. Back we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ignore my timer. We'll do one more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lovely. Bring it back up. Swap legs for me. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Back up. Nice and steady. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 2 more. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Back up. Last one on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, with those lunges, if they were too hard, you can always step back to this point and just dip down. You don't have to go all the way down, okay? You can just dip down. So, push that too, because I can hear my family going outside. Okay, the next exercise. So you've got some options there. You can go low, you can go wider. Just take it at your level, how your hips feel and how your legs feel. And also you can do that half lunge where you're just stepping to this point and dipping down. Okay, holding it there. Next exercise we're going to do is a squat with our arms up. So, feet, don't want toes pointing out. Make sure those knees don't collapse in. And take a nice deep breath in. And bring them back up. Okay, really using those arms for this one. So in 3, 2, 1, off we go. Squat down. Nice and wide. Breathing out as we come up, in as we go down, out as we come up, in, out, lifting that pelvic floor, engaging those tummy muscles, halfway on this one. It's going to get very hot in here now, I'm about to close that door. Make sure those arms go up, okay? Bringing them back down, dragging them back. Make sure those knees aren't going over your toes. Lovely. Okay, this is the one where you, if you've got weights, this is when you can use them, but I'm going to show you how to do it without first of all. So we go soft knees. We hinge at the hips, over we go. Flat hands together. So you can see me, there we go. Flat hands together, and we drive. Okay, and if you have weights, do the same. Make sure there's a slight bend in those elbows. And again, together. Okay, everyone got that? Let's go for it then. 3, 2, 1. Off we go. So I'll do it with weights and then without. Bringing those arms right back without the weights. Squeezing those shoulder blades together, breathing out on the action. In as you come back down. Out on the action. In as you come back down. Make sure that back is flat. We're not curving that back over. Don't forget your breathing. Okay, just keeping it steady. Feeling what that body's doing. Keeping it aligned. Engaging that core so your back doesn't take it. Last one. Lovely. Okay, we're down on the mats on all fours. So, go this way around. I think that'll be the best. We're going to do arm raises today. So, onto the all fours position. Let me know if you can't see me, but I'm pretty sure I'm alright. Okay, we breathe in, and then on that out breath, 2 raises, okay? So, off we go. Gap between your knees, 4 points. 3, 2, 1. Breathe in, and out, and lift. 2 out breaths, and in, and then out. When you drive that arm back down, engage that core for me. Really draw that core in, okay? Especially on that, when you bring that arm back in, you are drawing that core back in. 10 more seconds. You've got 30 seconds rest. And stop there for me. Okay, get yourself a drink. We've got another 20 seconds rest, a little bit longer. We'll do 30 seconds rest, okay? And then we're going back into those lunge holds for me. So make sure you've got water by your side and you're ready to go for the next round. Okay, we're going to go 5 seconds. So, holding that lunge, get into position. Remember the variations. Off we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Driver. Go faster than me if you want to, or go slower than me. It's completely up to you, okay? I'm not there in the room with you, so it's completely up to you. Just make sure that knee isn't going over those toes. Bring it back up. Last one. And swap sides. I'm going to have to come off my mat doing that one. Down we go. Shifting that weight back. Come back up, okay? Down. Hold it there. Then driving it back up. Last one. You can tell I haven't worked out in trainers for quite a while. I'm a bit unstable today. Okay, we're doing squats with those arm raises. So get yourself ready. 10 seconds. I want these squats to be quite wide, so going for that sumo one. And I want those toes pointed out. Engage that core as we go down. Breathe out as you go down. Okay, breathe in as you go down, sorry. Off we go. Pushing that bum back. Leading with those glutes. Good. Just keep the pace. Your pace, okay? So if that is a lot quicker, and we're going much quicker, that's fine. If you're going a lot slower, perfect. 10 seconds. You can judge where your body's at right now, and today is different to tomorrow as well. Some days you can go quicker, other days you can't. Okay, we're doing that bent over fly now. So, grab whatever you need to grab. If nothing, that's absolutely fine. That's what this exercise is for, using nothing. Okay, so I'm going to show you again, soft knees, hinge at those hips. So a good way is actually to put your hands here and soften those knees, hinge over, and off we go. Straight arms and fly back. Breathe out. That's it. That core engaged. Drawing those shoulder blades together. That's straight back, remember. 15 seconds. 10 more. I know I'm over exaggerating that breath, but it's needed so you guys can hear it. And stop there. Okay, all fours arm raise, let's go for it. Get down into position. Nice box position. We'll make sure that we're all equal. And we take a nice deep breath in. And off we go. 2 arm raises while you're breathing out. Brilliant. Now make sure that back doesn't arch. Nice flat back. Keep going. Draw that core in. Use that core to stabilise you as you lift that arm up. Nearly there. 3, last one. Lovely. Okay, got 30 seconds rest. Grab that drink and then we're going to go again. If anyone has any questions, as always, just drop them in at the bottom. We're on our last set now, okay? Last set, so you want to make this one count. If you feel like you want to add those weights or you want to increase the pace, this is the one to do it, okay? So, get ready. We're going in 10 seconds back into those lunges. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back we go. Into that lunge. Hold it there. 3, 2, 1. Breathe out as you come up. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. One more. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Swap sides. 3, 2, 1. See which is my strongest side straight away. 3, 2, 1. And again. 3, 2, 1. One more. 3, 2, 1. Lovely. Okay, really good. We're going to go on to those squats with those arms up now. So really important with these ones, that we're going wide today, okay? And I'm at an angle so you can see everything I'm doing rather than being straight on and not being able to see everything exactly. So we have those toes pointed out just slightly, but it will stop those knees coming in, okay? Breathe in, off we go. Really sit back in that squat. Breathe out. So sit right back into it. Breathe in and out. In and out. Don't let those legs fully, those knees fully lock out, okay? Really try and keep that chin up, pushing that bum back. Keep going. That's it. Last one. Well done. Okay, we're doing the bent over fly now. So grab what, if you've got weights, grab them. If not, don't worry about it. I can do it without it this time. So we're going into those soft knees. Always soft knees. Hands together. I'm going to hinge at that hip. So obviously I've got no weights this time. Hands on my hips, soft knees, hinging over, hands together, and fly. Good. That's it. Squeezing those shoulder blades. Check I'm not hitting anything after telling you guys to have a nice open workspace. Find a spot in front of you to look at. Got one more exercise after this, then we're going on to our glutes, okay? Squeeze. That's it. Just feeling exactly what your body's doing. Last one. Okay, down onto all fours now, arm raises. It's your last one. So with this, remember, as you breathe out, you're doing 2 raises. And as you pull that arm back down, you're engaging that core. You're drawing that core in, okay? So we're going in 3, 2, 1, off we go. Keeping everything stable. Not rocking from side to side. Make sure that back doesn't arch, it's nice and flat. Nearly there. Really drawing that belly button to spine, okay? Really drawing it in. Last set. Lovely. Well done, everyone. Okay, get some water on board and get your resistant band ready, and then we'll get started with the next round. So, we're now going to be doing something called standing side leg raises. Get there in a second. And with that, your band needs to be above your knees. And we're going to leave it there for all these exercises. Well, there's only 2 exercises. But we're going to leave it above our knees, okay? So, and if you don't have anything, that's absolutely fine. That doesn't matter. If you don't have anything to hand, don't worry, you can still do the exercises. Now, what you might find, especially being early postnatal, is as you do a leg raise to the side, your body does this. So what we want to see is to the side. What we may see is this. Okay? That's not going to help. So, if you have a wall or a windowsill or anything that you can put your hand onto, and you have to stand quite close to it to make sure that you don't rock, and you lift up. So you're transferring that weight, but we're making sure that we're not rocking over, okay? So we're going to be doing 50 seconds on each leg for this, and we're really working that outer glute and making sure that we are building bit by bit. So, if we're ready to go, I'll demo again, so you can have your hands on hips, hands in front, hands on wall, whatever feels comfortable for you, okay? And we're making sure that we're not rocking over. You've always got tension in that band, if you're using one, and we're going up. So you can see that first one, you can see I definitely move. Now you're going to feel this in this glute and this one, okay? You're going to feel it in both because you're balancing with the one and you're working the other. So we're going to go for 50 seconds. Everyone get ready? And 3, 2, 1, off we go. So nice shoulder width stance, off we go. Nice and controlled. The harder band you're using, the harder this is. And if you feel like your band is too much, take it off. If it means that you are rocking from side to side, take it off. You don't necessarily need it on. But we are just lifting, we're on our toes and we're lifting up to the side. So you can see, up to the side, up to the side. I always find hands here are quite useful, put my hands here are quite useful for me because I can feel that leg lifting. You can see I am moving, but I'm not going over to the side, okay? Just keeping that weight, keeping those shoulders nice and balanced, nice and stable. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, ready to swap legs? Off we go. You'll always find one side a little bit easier than the other. As mums as well, we carry a lot of things on one side. So you're carrying the baby on one side, you're carrying your bag, you're carrying your car seat. All of those things normally are on one side. It'd be a lot easier if we all carried everything at the front, because it would be equal. You can see that this is always my weaker side. And that's it. So there was quite a lot of movement in that one. Nice and steady. I can feel the burn on this one already. And 10 seconds. That's it. Just keeping it nice and steady. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Okay, I'm just going to move the camera back a little bit for the hip raises or bridges, whichever one you're used to it being called. It's not going to work. That should be better. Okay, so down on the floor, we've got 5 seconds. We're just going to do standard hip raises, that's all. Just standard hip raises. If you want to advance it, lift your toes up, okay? So that timer is incorrect, so I'm going to do it on my watch. Are we ready? Do this for 1 minute. If you want to advance it, lift your toes up. If you want to keep it easy, well, it's not exactly easy, but if you want to make it easier, then have your toes flat, have your feet nice and flat. And as always, having those hands on hips does help knowing that you're not overextending. But otherwise, I want your hands on I want your elbows down and your hands like this. So we're going to go in 3, 2, 1, off we go. Driving up, engaging that pelvic floor and that core. Breathe in. Okay. I want you to breathe out on the up now. So breathe out. Draw it all in and then breathe in. And back down. If you can feel yourself wobbling like this, I want you to just concentrate on those glutes. Think about what they're doing. Lift both at the same time. lift that pelvic floor and that core. 5 more seconds. Okay, this is your last one. Up we go. And back down. Lovely, well done everyone. Okay, take your bands off and we're going to do some stretching. So, we go onto our knees, nice and slowly. So obviously, being early postnatal, you still need to treat your movements when you're getting up and down very much like you're heavily pregnant still, because everything is still loose and it's still, it's taking a lot of impact while you're pregnant. So when you're getting up from something like that, bring your knees together and roll over, okay? Now, knees apart, walk yourself forwards, stretching down, and hold it there. So, my bum is on my heels. If it was up like this, I've gone too far forwards. Just push yourself back. Hold it there. A few more seconds. Lovely. Okay, staying in that all fours position, we're going to do one arm facing up with the other down. So, I want you to reach up and then thread this arm through, keeping this upper arm straight, just threading it through. You should feel a nice stretch on your arm. And also you can sit back on those heels. Lovely, we'll do another one of those. So come up, twisting open, and then threading through. Sliding that front hand forwards. Feeling a nice stretch across the side of our back. Okay, then swap hands. So we go this way. And then through. And then back up. And back down. Threading through as we go. Lovely. Okay, come out of that and come to seated. I'm sure this t-shirt shrunk. It's either that or all of my isolation chocolate that is being consumed. Okay, feet together. Pulling towards yourself, making sure those knees are as low as they'll go. And if you've got no pelvic girdle pain, because obviously that can last after pregnancy, then I want you just to gently put a gentle rock in, nice and gentle, loosening that spine. Nice. And then just hold it there, get those feet nice and flat again. Lovely, get a nice stretch in today. Need it after busy weekends, eh? Okay, one leg forwards, reaching down. Now, if you're not feeling that flexible, then get your resistant band and put it around and keep that back as straight as you can. What I don't want you doing is lying down to try and get this, okay? Want that back nice and flat. So you can see my chest is still up and I'm looking forwards. That's it, and swap over. Good. Holding it there, and some nice long stretches today. And then both feet together for me. The same thing with a resistant band or a tea towel, anything that you have to hand. Didn't realise I was feeling so tight today. I think just generally as mothers, we don't realise how tight our muscles are feeling. So it is very important that whenever you can to do some stretching. Just these nice basic stretches we're doing today. Now if you haven't got baby in arms, I want you to go onto your back, cross this leg over, make this leg nice and straight and pull it back towards you. Lovely, then we'll do one more stretch after this. And swap over. So we've mainly worked our lower body today. Holding it there, such a nice stretch all down here. Okay, come back up to seated. Brilliant. So, hands together, over to the side, Stretching his hands up. And the other side. Lovely. Back to the middle, we'll do our back, just one more. Stretching out, hands together, opening that chest. Squeezing those shoulder blades together. And lovely. Bit of rotation of those shoulders. And back to the forwards. Back and forwards. Lovely. Okay, we're going to do a tiny bit of pelvic floor now. So I'm going to talk you through a different technique. So last week we talked about the pubic bone and pulling everything towards the pubic bone. Today we're going to talk about, I'll come over here so you can see me a bit better. We're going to talk about magnets. So I do actually have a set of magnets somewhere. 2 seconds. So you can use magnets if you want, or you can just use your fingers. And you can put them, or any pennies or anything like that, and you just put them, you find your pelvic bone. So I'm going to put them down because I can feel much better with my fingers. So find the sticking out bits of your pelvis. I won't go into the scientific details of those, but everyone that can find those just at the top here. So you have soft knees, and what I want you to do as you breathe out is imagine pulling a magnet, 2 magnets are pulling together across your tummy, okay? They're pulling together like that. So, take a nice deep breath in and breathe out. Imagine stopping that wind, relax those shoulders, we're stopping that wind. And you're just, obviously those fingers aren't actually moving, but you're visualising moving those magnets together. And that will help you draw that pelvic floor together, link it together with your core as well. So it's a really basic one. So we're going to do that 3 times. Okay, nice and slowly. Are we ready? Nice deep breath in. Relax those shoulders and breathe out. Stop that wind. Draw those magnets together. Don't get the glutes involved. Lovely. Nice deep breath in. And again, breathe out, stopping that wind, engaging and pulling those magnets together. Off we go. Lovely. And one more, nice deep breath in. And breathe out. Lovely. Well done. Okay, so I want you to practice that one this week, just while you're brushing your teeth or anything, or when you've got a few seconds waiting for the kettle to boil. It's just another technique. Obviously, I'm not going fully into the pelvic floor exercises on here because it's quite hard on a live rather than actually face to face. But I will touch on different techniques that I use within my sessions. Okay, so I'm just going to lower that down so I can sit down and have a chat with you. So if you want to grab a glass of water or anything at all, we're going to talk about glute activation today, which is really, really important for anybody doing exercise, but especially important in those early weeks and months, making sure that they're working because they've been switched off for quite a while. So just give me 1 minute and I'll be reset, ready for the chat, okay? Hope you all enjoyed the session. And as always, if you have any questions at all, just let me know. Just give me a shout on here. Just drop a message on here. If you're doing it afterwards, absolutely fine. Just drop me a message after, and I'll get a nice notification, and I'll be able to let you know. So, hello. Now you can see me. You can also see the rest of my kitchen over there. I may just turn it slightly. Okay, so glute activation. A lot of people don't really understand why you should do this. This is a really good thing to do before you do any type of exercise. So if you are at that point postnatal where you are feeling ready to run, which I'll talk about in another session, because running in those first few months isn't actually advisable. There's quite a lot of mixed information out there from trainers, but going on the official information from the right sources, it's a lot longer than people think. So I'll talk about that. But if you are at the point where you're feeling that you're ready to run, then doing these glute activation exercises are fantastic just to switch them back on, because when we're sat down like this, they're not working. They just don't, the glutes just don't engage, they don't work, they're not needed. They're one of the weakest muscles in our bodies, because our hips fall forward, our back takes so much of a brunt of weight bearing when we shouldn't really be using our back at all. We should be using our glutes a lot more than we do, but we've managed to out-train them. And they're needed for stabilisation of your body, be that just generally day to day, or be that when you're exercising. They are used for stabilisation and supporting so many other parts of your body, including your pelvis, your back, your posture, your core, all of these different areas. Your glutes are constantly supporting those. So you think we'd concentrate on them more, which is why I do in my classes. That is why we always have that glute section, because for mums especially, it is really important to make sure they're strong. And it's not an aesthetics thing. I mean, you get an aesthetics bonus from working your glutes. You will tone your glutes in that way, but you want them to be strong, and that's what's more important than any of the aesthetics. It is the strength of your glutes. There's a lot of fashion with glute training at the moment, but you need to make sure they're activated for general exercise rather than working them fully just on your glutes. It is really important that they are activated for exercise. So actually next week we're going to start this session with some glute activation within our warm-up, more than what we normally do. They are exercises that I include in the workouts, but just do them for a little bit shorter, just to switch those glutes on, fire them, and get them to wake up, is the main reason. And I will always say that you need to switch them on, you need to wake them up, but you actually do. They won't work in isolation otherwise. They need to be working to keep your posture there, to keep your balance. If your glutes aren't switched on, you'll wobble slightly, or if you saw me wobbling today in those lunges, and that's because I hadn't warmed my glutes up properly. I wasn't concentrating, I was looking at the camera as well as keeping my balance, and so if you're not quite concentrating, those glutes don't activate as much as you want. We'll do that next week, no problem at all. I'm just going to do a few exercises now to show you which exercises are good to do. I'm just going to do it really briefly to show you what I want to use in class. Now I've just moved a few things around so I can see it. So my band is over there. So if you do have a resistant band or a homemade version, then use it for these, okay? That will really make your glutes switch on. And if you don't, it doesn't matter, okay? It doesn't matter. We've not always had resistant bands in exercise. So if you don't have one, don't worry. Just still do these exercises, okay? Now, let's move you back over there. Not going to go too far so you can see. I'll put my band on so you can see what I'm up to. The first one is a sit to stand. You can do this with a chair or a sofa, and it is so simple. So it is exactly what it says on the tin. We're going to sit down and stand back up. So we go down and back up. That's all we're doing, okay? So down. So you'd aim to do about 10 of those at the beginning. Just about 10 of those to keep you moving. You can see as I'm coming up, I'm using those arms to drive forwards. I'm not fully locking out those knees. Okay, so it's really, really important with these. So that's number one. There's 4 we're going to do today. Now, number 2 is down on the mat. So I'm going to go down on the mat. We are doing side knee raises, or what sometimes I call them in class a fire hydrant, which we've done on here. But they're great exercises for building strength, depending on how you do them. So if you're adding those pulses and those holds, then you're going to be building strength. But if you're just activating and just moving, that's what you want. So you're going to do about 10 on each side, and we just lift up to the side, back down. Always keeping that tension, back down. So I'll show you from an angle like this. So it's a 4-point up, back down, up, and back down. You can do the other side. And what you want to make sure with this is that you are just going outwards. You're not going to back like that. You're going outwards, okay? And then you're making sure you're not overbalancing as well. So you don't want to overbalance. You want to stay equal. So you don't want to be doing this. going over, so I'm rocking it over there and coming back. Nice and steady. I'm not lifting that knee very far, but I'm keeping nice and steady. Okay? And the next one, again, these are things that you know. These are things that we have been doing in class. And if you don't know them, there's nothing wrong with that at all. You will learn them as we go along. Next one is a donkey kick, okay? Now, these are a lot easier for activation without a band on, but I'm going to leave it on for ease right now. So if you do have a band, a simple donkey kick, again, make sure there isn't a curve in the back. We want a nice flat back, hands under your shoulders, and you're just going to kick that foot back, waking that glute up. You can see I'm not going very fast, but I'm also not rocking over. Really key. Flat back, hands under shoulders, and not rocking over. And again, you would do about 10 of these, okay, on each side. So that's what we would do. We do 10 on each side. Keeping that foot as flat as you can, so those toes aren't pointing up to the sky. We're flat, and you're not rocking back and forth. Okay, then the next one is a crab walk. So you have your band above your knees still, absolutely fine, or it can be down by your ankles. Now, by your ankles, you would go. It's like a side step, so you lower down into it, so you're in this position. Nice flat back as always, hands on hips or hands together, and you just do a side crab walk. And you'd look to do about 20 reps, so about 10 in each direction is what you would want. Band down by your ankles and just waking up those glutes. Just making sure they're there, and even just doing this in the morning before your day is quite a nice way to make sure, before your walk, so obviously everyone's going out for their walks at the moment, activating those glutes before you go out for your walk is amazing. Your posture will feel so much better, especially if you're carrying a baby. And obviously last week we talked about where to carry your baby and how, and your hips flying forwards. And your hips flying forwards a lot of the time is that your glutes aren't playing ball, they're not wanting to play. So that's maybe a little bit out of breath, that one. Talking and demoing. So activate those glutes before you go out on that walk, and if you've got toddlers and things like that, they will find it quite fun as a little prep before going out. And it might seem a bit like, oh, I'm just walking. Yeah, but you might be walking, but when you're walking with Carrie, you might be walking like this for a good hour. And actually, if you had just spent that 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes, which I know is precious with little ones, to have 5 minutes to do exercise with little ones is like gold dust, isn't it? So just try and activate those glutes as much as you can this week and see if you feel a difference. And if you do, let me know. Let us know on the page. And if you don't and you have any questions, let me know as well. What you don't want to do is push it with those. You don't want to be doing your holds and your pulses and your repetitions on one side. You just want to be activating them, okay? And that then will mean that you'll be walking a lot more upright, the shoulders nice and relaxed, the core engaged, glutes driving that step forwards with the pelvis, with those glutes, okay? So hopefully that's helped, and as always, if you've got any questions, please let me know. I'll be back on here on Wednesday at 1 o'clock, and that is for the 6 month plus class. I will talk about glute activation on there as well, because I think it's key that everybody knows about it, no matter what stage of postnatal you're at. So really, really important. We'll talk about that again on there. And then next week we will be including it within our warm-up, okay? But we won't be using the band. We're just going to get those glutes activated as well as our normal warm-up. Okay, so I hope you all find that helpful, and have a lovely rest of your Monday. I have to check what day it is now. Enjoy the rest of your Monday, and I will see you all next week. Take care. Bye for now.